to be a shadow is to rule unseen. It is to move in silence, influence without detection, strike without warning. In the world of visible kings and loud generals, the shadow is often overlooked, but it is never powerless. It is the one who sees all, touches all, controls all, yet is named by none. Machiavelli knew the power of invisibility. He understood that the loudest man in the room is rarely the strongest. He is simply the most exposed. The true player of power is not the performer, it is the strategist. The one who moves from behind the curtain, whose fingerprints are on every decision, though his name is on none. To become the shadow, you must kill your ego. The ego wants credit, it wants recognition, it wants to be known. The shadow wants none of that. It wants results. The shadow does not seek to be liked, seen, or praised. It seeks only control. The path to invisibility begins with discipline. You must unlearn the need for applause. The world teaches you to display your wins, to broadcast your plans, to validate your worth through visibility. But power does not flow where the light shines. It flows in the dark, in the unseen exchanges, in the silent deals, in the decisions that were never traced back to you. You must become a ghost with a blade, not absent but undetected. Not passive, strategic. You must make people believe they are leading while you are steering, that they are deciding while you are manipulating variables, that they are reacting to the world while you are designing it. The shadow builds nothing publicly. It builds privately, quietly. It invests while others flaunt. It observes while others speak. It stores while others spend. The shadow is always ahead, always moving, always watching. And because of this, it is untouchable. To be invisible is not to be weak, it is to be immune. When they come for heads, yours is not known. When they seek rivals, you are not in sight. When they want answers, your name is never spoken. Yet every move traces back to you. Silence is your weapon. Stillness is your strategy. You do not fight every battle. You do not respond to every attack. You allow noise to destroy itself. You allow arrogance to implode. You allow overconfidence to reveal its vulnerabilities. Then, when the moment is right, you act. Fast, sharp, final. Do not be eager to be known. The known become targets. The known become threatened. The known become challenged. You must walk through this world like smoke, visible only when you choose. You must be seen only at your sharpest, and only for an instant, just long enough to shift everything, then gone again. You control conversations not by dominating them, but by whispering in the ears of those who do. You do not own the stage, you own the script. And while they act, you edit. The shadow understands leverage. It builds connections not for companionship, but for advantage. It is always bartering, always learning, always calculating, not cold, but precise, not emotionless, but focused. The shadow can smile, it can laugh, it can charm, but every gesture is calculated, every word a move. You must never overshare. Let them guess, let them wonder, let them project. When people do not know your motivations, they cannot predict your actions. And when they cannot predict your actions, they fear your silence. That fear is power. Do not reveal your full self. Keep parts of you hidden, even from those closest. Keep your moves staggered. Keep your thoughts layered. Be 3 steps ahead in a game they don't know you're playing. To be a shadow is not to hide in weakness. It is to dominate through misdirection. It is to be present in every room but noticed in none. To shape outcomes without ever holding the pen. When you build, do it quietly. When you win, celebrate. When you strike, leave no trace. Let them argue about who did it. Let them search for a culprit. Let them suspect each other while you move to the next play. And remember, there is no pride in being loud. Loud is predictable. Loud is emotional. Loud is fragile. The shadow is none of these things. It is deliberate, it is precise, it is endless. You were not born to be the face. You were born to be the force, to move behind the scenes and shape the story, to bend outcomes and outlast rivals. The world fears what it cannot see. Let that be your advantage. You are not here to compete, you are here to control. You are not here to impress, you are here to orchestrate, and you do it not with noise, but with shadows. Now that you've faded into power, it is time to reign in silence. The true master of influence does not just disappear. He operates as a force without. He builds systems that echo his voice without speaking. He creates networks that move at his direction without him being present. This is the final form of the shadow, not just unseen, but unforgettable. Machiavelli would have called this mastery. The art of making the world bend without showing your hand. The ability to dictate movement, structure outcomes, manipulate conflicts, not with brute force, but with suggestion, with timing, with architecture. The king in the dark holds no public office, but rules from behind veils of ambiguity. That is your next evolution. To reign in the dark is to move with ruthless efficiency. You don't react, you prepare. While others wait for signs, you create the storm. You design contingency upon contingency. You hide within networks, institutions, ideas. You become so embedded that extracting you would require tearing down the very structures they rely on. That is when you are no longer a threat. You are a necessity. A shadow king understands the world is run by perception, so he controls perception, quietly. He places ideas in the minds of others, lets them believe it was their own. He influences outcomes without owning them. He funds initiatives without branding them. He wins battles before they reach the battlefield, because he moved the pieces before the board was visible. This is not for the weak-willed. The shadows demand patience, precision, absolute emotional mastery. You cannot lead from darkness if your emotions light you up. Fear, jealousy, pride, these are signals. Weaknesses, you must bury them, not ignore them, harness them, turn them inward, burn them into fuel, and walk through the fire untouched. To be this king, you must structure your life like a fortress. Privacy is not a preference, it is protection. Your schedule, your finances, your relationships, your intentions, all shielded, only revealed on your terms. If they know your every step, you're no longer unpredictable. If they can predict you, they can trap you. Operate through proxies. Let others take credit. Let them be the face. Let them absorb the heat. You, the architect, remain silent, unburned. Filled through layers, through whispers, through design. The world is obsessed with visibility. Use that obsession as camouflage. While they chase attention, you chase leverage. While they fight for recognition, you structure influence. Let them shine. You build. In this silence, you are dangerous. The unseen blade cuts deepest. The quiet man changes history, while the world watches clowns on stages. That is your power. It is not just about going unseen. It's about doing the most damage while appearing to do nothing at all. Master the art of retreat. Not to escape, but to evolve. When you vanish, vanish with purpose. When you step back, it is to ascend further. Do not fear being forgotten. Make your absence a signal. Let it unsettle the room. Let it shift the balance. Your silence must carry weight. Leave symbols behind, marks of your mind, systems that outlive your presence. Let the world feel your hand even when you are continents away. Build not for the moment, but for legacy. Quiet, silent, inescapable legacy. And when you strike, when you finally reveal your presence, make it surgical, precise. Let the impact speak. Let the silence that follows ring louder than any speech. A true Shadow King does not make noise. He makes change. You were not meant to play their game. You were meant to build the game they unknowingly play. Move pieces, plant thoughts, write scripts, and never sign them. Your reign is not one of visibility. It is one of inevitability. The world may never know your face, but it will always feel your design. You are the king in the dark, and in the dark, you rule.